So the results of the strike on the Novocherkassk, I hope I pronounced that right. A number of you told me exactly how to pronounce it, and I thank you for that, were even far more dramatic than what we thought. I mean, it's really interesting. A day later, now there's always the fog of war, and I try to provide you the initial details as far as they are, as far as we can tell at the time. But then I usually follow up, and here's the follow-up. Preliminary information, the Novocherkassk landing ship could have been carrying 4,400 units of artillery shells, 280 Grad missiles, Russian media report. It's unclear whether they'd been carrying Shahed drones, as was reported earlier. 62 crew members were on board, but so far, Russian Defense Ministry has reported one person dead from the attack. Here's the early report. The governor, this was what I showed you yesterday, but I don't think I highlighted this because I just skipped over what the casualties were because it didn't make any sense because they always lie and like, well, maybe one person got injured and, that kind of thing. You know that they're going to lie right up front. The governor, the Russian annexed peninsula, Sergei Aksyonov, wrote on Telegram, sadly, one person was killed and two others were wounded in an enemy attack on Feodosia. Now, you saw the pictures of the fireball, so that seems fairly improbable. Later, he upgraded and he said that there was one person killed and four were injured in the attack. That was still the same day. This was yesterday. Okay, so let's listen to Greg Terry talk about this, and then we're going to go through a number of articles and Twitter and other videos, Suchomimus and others. So you'll have a pretty comprehensive view of just how much more there was than what we thought when we started. Okay, let's hear Greg.
For everything. So Battleship has been played, although this was not the Moskva, a battleship, and you guys are well aware that Vladimir Putin has told Volodymyr Zelensky on the left, you sank my battleship. So it's not a battleship, it's a landing ship. And I will tell you guys, here's a picture of it actually, of what it used to look like right there. That's a landing ship that was there in the port in Crimea. And of course, it's now destroyed in a beautiful, beautiful show. Now, here's the details. So it's the Novocherkassk. You may want to know where that name comes from. So Novo means new. Cherkassk is actually a city near Rostov-on-Don. So this ship is named for a city, Novocherkassk. So Novocherkassk. Now, it was transporting 4,400 units of artillery shells and 280 rockets for the Grad systems. Shaheeds, officially unknown. 62 crew members were on board. And of course, the Russian Federation is reporting only one death of a serviceman.
Okay, all that is what we just know, but listen to this. This is pretty impressive.
That's not true. That's not even possible. Novocherkassk. So that's the story there. I'm going to show you a video clip now. I've got it voiced over for you. Here you go. Easy, easy, easy. Are you recording it? You take it? Yes. Oh my goodness. I feel the heat even here. It was the wrong decision to come down here. Now debris of the missiles are flying over here. Keep your head down. Oh my, take it easy. Calm down. Now, if that was just damaged, I see your comment there. If that was just damaged and only one naval member lost, I'll eat my hat. But I will not eat this one. In fact, I'm going to put this one on to go with the 511 tactical tonight. So we're going fully matched here. So did you hear the girls? They were talking. They said, the one said to the other, it was a mistake for us to come down here. Are you kidding? It's a mistake for you to come to Crimea. 800,000 Russians have been relocated into Crimea. Maybe you did not know that, but tonight you do. That's a fact. 800,000 Russians over these past years have moved into Crimea.
Let's stop with this right here. Now, you heard the people talking as the explosion took place, and I mean, Okay, it was a big bang. So the Daily Beast has had a little bit about this more, and trouble. The reason I'm showing this is that this is the most recent article as I'm recording. Citing anonymous sources on Wednesday, the independent outlet Astra reported that 23 people on board the Novocherkassk were injured in the 26 December attack, in addition to 33 missing. I'm not optimistic for the 33 missing. The damaged ship is in fact blasted to bits, and shards of it have been turning up all over the streets of Feodosia, where it was docked according to local media. Now, we're going to look at this. Listen to this report. I'm going to read because she's speaking in Russian and there's English subtitles. Numerous fragments of the Novocherkassk landing ship can be seen in the vicinity of Feodosia. It was damaged tonight. The quite large fragments can be found in Feodosia. By the way, such piece of debris struck almost a meter into the ground. Like, that's how it was blown up. Can you imagine how severe the blow was? The window panes of 5-story houses were blown out. Okay, so when you're looking at pictures like that, there's not a lot of hope for those particular survivors. Authorities have insisted that there were no injuries among the crew, with the ship's commander telling Agentsov, "Nobody's injured, everything's great." Sure. Okay. All right. So let's look at what what the satellite data will show us and see what Suchomimus has to say.
Hello everyone. So we have our first satellite imagery of the aftermath of yesterday's storm shadow strike in Feodosia, Crimea. First, here's the before, showing the Novocherkassk at harbour. Now before we check the after, also keep an eye on the ship highlighted in red here. And here we have the aftermath. So the Novocherkassk is gone.
Wait, where'd it go? Like, it's not out of port, it's just not there. But there's more to the story, and it's better than you
We
thought.
knew that from photos we saw yesterday of it doing a submarine impression. But also, you may also spot that the second ship is also gone, with just a little bit of it peeking out of the water. So a bit of a Brucey bonus for us here. So what
Okay, so this ship was gone, and we didn't even hear about that yesterday.
ship is this? Well, it's been identified by people online as being this. This is the old T-43 class training ship, UTS 150.
And it was a minesweeper at one point. Maybe it's used for training. It's active, but it's not really all that valuable. But still, it's one less ship that the Russians have in their inventory. A little bit more from Suchomimus.
Now, this isn't all that I have for you. Here is the before again. This time, check the warehouse highlighted. So, Storm Shadow Copperfield managed to make that disappear too, as you can see here on the aftermath. I did wonder if this warehouse going up may have accounted for the massive ammo detonation that we saw, with the artillery rounds or the rumoured Gerdes stored in here. But I think the big blast came from inside the ship, as shrapnel from the ship flew many hundreds of meters. We have photos of that shared yesterday.
So that's pretty impressive that it hit a ship, it hit another ship, hit a warehouse. It might even have taken out a very small boat as well, and they're trying to understand what's going on there. Okay, here's the Astra report that was mentioned. 77 sailors were on the ship Novocherkassk. At the time of the 33 sailors are listed missing, 23 people injured as a result of the direct attack on the ship and the port of Feodosia. Okay. And finally, this was Operator Skarsky putting this out. The degenerates think it was worth it. Russian Navy, new houses for fish. Well, that's very nice of them to put out. Like, there's not enough coral reef in the Black Sea, and so the Russians are thinking about new houses for fish. And these are the ships that have been sunk over the last, well, since the war began. And it's a pretty impressive list, especially when you consider that the Ukrainians have essentially no navy to speak of. Okay, so that's the update for today. I don't know if I'm going to do another one, but just to get you a sense of, there was a 2-for-1 sale at least. You got a second ship, even though there was not necessarily, it wasn't a great ship to have knocked out, but it's still a ship knocked out, a warehouse as well. And so this was more than you thought. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thank you for your time, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.